What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's a rainy day outside and no riding going on today because of that. So I figured I'd give you the final update on the Chimera. It's the final countdown. So if you're living under a rock, what is the Chimera? It's a full titanium BMX, 0 to 30 in 5 seconds. It's got a top speed of around 40 miles an hour and it weighs in at 35 pounds with the battery on. It's a bike that's going to have all the torque of the most pimped out Sur-Rons and Talarias with the lightweightness of a regular street BMX. It's going to be a beast. It's going to be really, really crazy when you see this thing go off the line. And, you know, if we do like quarter-mile races, I'm going to be beating Talarias and Sur-Rons, Onyx, whatever. But maybe in the long distance, you know, if they can top 40, obviously, they'll take me down. A lot has gone on since my last update. It's been a while, and we are in the final stages of this bike coming to life and coming to me. So I've been kind of waiting. I've been very excited. I've been kind of waiting to do this last update until like the final moments before the bike arrives. I should probably have this bike in a couple of weeks. So what's happened since my last update? A lot. And I have a list here that I'm going to be reading off of. It's going to be a little bit scripted and not as free-flowing as my previous updates. So, new since last time, expos. Chimera was at the LA Electrify Expo, and we have some footage of a gentleman named Stuart Grand who gave a nice little test ride video. I'll play some of that right now.
You're the founder, owner?
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Austin.
Austin, nice to meet you, man. Stuart.
Stuart, okay. Pedal it like a normal bicycle to get a feel for it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got a feel for it, ease on the throttle. You've seen how powerful it is.
Oh yeah.
But once you learn the throttle, I don't care what you do, man. You go for it.
Ooh, there we go. All right. Holy shit! Damn, this thing is scary. Yeah, Austin did a good job on this bike. Damn, this thing is insane. Dude, it was great. I told him it was like a roller coaster.
Yeah, man.
Like, I wish it had suspension.
Okay, so there's things you can and can't do, right? It's going to be a hardtail, but there are shock front forks on the market, and I think more importantly for back issues is that we made sure that the seat tube was actually the wider standard that BMXs don't use.
For the suspension?
You can get a shock absorbing, seat. So I'm curious. I'm curious how that works on the bike.
Right. Uh-huh.
More expos. Mike Feedy had a prototype bike at Electrify Expo here in New York, and Frantic TV got some coverage of that. I'll play that for you right now.
You can see the gear. It's my own personal bike from them, and I've been heavily hyped on this bike for the past year. Not just because it's BMX oriented, but because it's the best of both worlds, BMX and electric.
The closest that you can get to
This is
a
production.
BMX.
Yeah, titanium, everything.
So what's the top speed for this?
So you can spec it out basically through an Android phone. He has it spec'd out right now. I haven't verified the top speed, but I'd say it's about 35.
35?
Yeah, I don't know the range on it right now. I'm going to be going through all that stuff through the phone, but you can customize it all in the settings. They're developing an app, so you can customize it all through the settings yourself. So he builds them all by hand, all titanium screws, everything's done in-house, so there's not like somebody that just learned how to fabricate this bike. He's doing it all by hand, and they're all stamped out with a number on the bottom, so that people know which one they're getting. And we got number 1 right here.
Oh, I think Johnny Prime, he got number 5.
Yeah, Johnny 5. And then somebody else picked 69. I put Giggity, like a little
Oh
quagmire
my
Giggity.
God.
He did a full specs rundown video and some test riding on his channel, and I'm going to show you some of that as well right now. It's really informative, and as a BMX guy, he really understands the value of this bike, and he pinpoints exactly what makes it so unique and special. So check this out.
Now, as we zoom out and talk about the specs of the Chimera electric BMX bike, we're going to first start with the frame, and we're going to dive deep into these specs, so be prepared. The Chimera BMX frame is made out of titanium. It has a top tube length of 23.25. The chainstay is 15.125 slammed. The bottom bracket is a PF30. It's compatible with bearings of 19, 22, 24, 25, and 30 millimeter spindles. The head tube angle is 73 degrees, the seat tube angle is 71 degrees, the dropouts are 10 millimeter, the head tube is integrated, the seat tube is 27.2 millimeters, the drive chain line is 42 millimeters, the crank chain line is 53 millimeters, the max chain wheel is 36 tooth, the battery mount is a Chimera cone lock system. Now the upper bracket is what holds the transmission. That's 60 millimeters by 68 millimeters in width. Next is the fork, which is also titanium, which accommodates a wheel size of 24 inches. I'll also be testing out a 20-inch wheel here pretty soon, but 24 inch is what you're going to see on your bike when you purchase it. Now moving on to the handlebars and stem. The handlebars are made out of titanium, which are 1.5 millimeter straight gauge tubing. The width of the handlebars are 28.5 inches. The rise is 8.875. The back sweep is 11.5. The up sweep is 1.5 degrees, and these things weigh in at 18 ounces. Connecting the fork to the handlebar is the Chimera top load stem. It's made out of 6061 T6 aluminum. It has a reach of 52 millimeters and a stack of 32 millimeters. This is made for a 1 1/8 fork, and it comes with either steel bolts or titanium bolts. On my bike today, I have titanium bolts and it weighs in at 10.4 ounces. Now Chimera claims that this bike can do a 0 to 30 in 5 seconds, and it all depends on your rider weight and the terrain that you're riding. This is a perfectly level and flat trail, and I was able to achieve that 0 to 30 in 5 seconds weighing 184 pounds. Now they also claim that this bike can reach 35 miles per hour. Now during my speed test, I was able to reach a max speed of 35.8 miles per hour with an average speed of 29.2 miles per hour, covering a distance of 1,770 feet in a total time of 44 seconds. Now in order to achieve that top speed and instant torque, you need the proprietary high drive motor that Chimera offers. This is a 120 kV Chimera 5000 watt in-runner motor. The transmission on this bike is also proprietary to Chimera and is a first generation planetary transmission. Now coupling that with the controller, which is an ASI BAC 855 controller, really helps this thing put out the power. But you can't put out a ton of power without knowing what this battery is capable of. This is a 52 volt, 8.4 amp hour, 494 watt hour battery pack. The BMS allows 90 amps of max output. The cells are Molicel, which are P42A 21700 cells. Now packing all that power together, you gotta be able to control yourself and come to a controlled stop. But these are running the 24 by 2.3 Kenda K-Rad tires, as well as Tubolito tubes and Sunringle rims. And in order to stop this thing, you need some really good reliable brakes, and Chimera did not skimp out. The brakes on this bike are the Magura MT5 and MT4 brakes, coming with Magura Storm C 180mm and 160mm rotors, which stop on the dime.
Okay, so more of what's new since last update. I've got clips that I can show you. I'll play it here as I watch with you. We have Austin making the wheels, literally putting the wheels together. So let's check this out. It's a lot of work. Props to Austin for always finding cool tunes to put on his videos too. Oh, the frames came in. Okay, so I got a bunch of frame videos to show you. So first, here's a video of all the frames. Well, not all the frames, but a group of frames as he's assembling them in the workshop. Clean. They look so clean. Second one, so this one is cool. If you ordered through the Indiegogo when they first, announced they're funding the project, if you're in the first 100 bikes, you can select your number. I didn't really have a preference for whatever number I got, and as you know, I got number 5. But you can see this one here. Austin is showing us someone's selection of Frame 69. So this is cool. Check this out.
So last summer, when we were taking orders on Indiegogo, we allowed customers to choose which number out of 100 they wanted for their limited edition frame. Customer number 18 had a sense of humor and specifically requested bike number 69 out of 100. Well, Kelly, here you are. Frame number 69.
69, dudes. Okay, so mine happened to be number 5. Johnny number 5. I like it, works. I'm happy with it. Here's a little video of my frame. Cool. And then some stills of my frame here being put together in the workshop. Looks awesome. I can't wait. And the cool thing is, like, I don't know if you can really see in those videos, but the welding on these things is absolutely gorgeous. Check this out. This latest video from Austin has like some close-ups of the welds, and it's phenomenal. Check this out. I never thought welds looked pretty before, but this is, I mean, it's crazy. What else is new? Pulley and clutch covers. I have some video of that. Austin sent me some video from the workshop of all the things, the last minute things that he's been waiting on. So there were 3 things within the last month that it was like constantly pushing off the send date for these. So one of them was the pulley and clutch covers, the other was the battery BMS, and then the last of the cranks. So I'm going to show you the pulley and clutch covers video that he sent me on Instagram. This is pretty cool. Check this out. It's very informative too.
Yeah, man, the pulley covers are in. They're scattered about because as soon as the box arrived, I wanted to break out the calipers and spot check to see that they were in spec, and they are. Also, the clutch cover, I think this came out looking really cool. So here it is on the bike. Strictly speaking, I don't think the clutch cover is necessary, but people were really scared of the clutch when it was spinning. Even though, you know, in the 3 years we've been testing, it's like, it's bitten a pair of pants once and they were really, really baggy. Like, that's basically the only thing you can get caught in there. What really does the work of protecting you is not actually the clutch cover, although it helps a little bit for baggy clothing. But when it comes to getting your skin, like a finger or something, stuck in there, this is what does the work. So this is the upper bracket. That's what we're calling the part of the frame that houses the transmission. And this little tab that we've put on there that helps hold the clutch cover, that is firm enough that you can't like stick anything in that sort of dangerous area of the bike that could pull something in, right? Because ultimately a piece of plastic isn't going to stop if you accidentally like jam a finger or something in there, but that piece of titanium will. So that's really what's doing the work of protecting you more so than the plastic. Anyway, still looks cool and came out good.
So I wonder if there's going to be branding on those pulley covers too. Like maybe he'll put the Chimera logo on them. But that was a very informative video. I know a lot of people were concerned about that high drive chain getting on your, hitting your pants or your skin or something like that. So that's good. That eases a lot of concerns that people had. The next video I have for you is the BMS was one of the later things to come in. The BMS is battery management system, and it basically controls the battery. So here is Austin explaining what came in, how it works, what's left to do for the batteries. Check this out.
The BMSs are in. They come looking like this, but I end up taking the plates off because those plates are made as heat sinks. But because the whole pack is thermally encased, that allows for much better heat sinking. Got a lot of soldering to do because here are a bunch of thermally potted packs. So the thermal potting goes between the cells. That's what makes it largely resistant to fire propagation. So if one of these cells goes off, it's harder for them to ignite any of the others. But I got to spot weld these up, and now that the BMSs are in, connect each of the series into the BMS, and then that gets thermally potted inside these aluminum cases. What's nice about the new setup, so here's a battery that I did the other day for myself. Got a nice little on-off switch. The XT90 connection, the main connection now never has to be disconnected unless you're swapping out the battery. It can stay connected because we have a little XT60 here. It'll be a little bit shorter, kind of tucked away, for the battery to charge. I think it's a really good setup, and I'm really happy with these thumb screws because you can tighten and loosen the battery without any need for any tool.
That's right. That was another thing that was taking a little bit of a weight in this whole process. The thumb screws. Those are custom thumb screws for the battery to hold onto the frame. So that was taking a while to come in as well. And I know, all right, that's good that those are in. The other thing he mentioned during that video was battery potting, the flame retardant material between the cells to kind of prevent that chain reaction if there's ever a fire in the cell and it overloads and then it starts to jump. A lot of times you see those videos online of e-bike battery fire where one cell goes and you see like the spark, and then suddenly it's like this domino effect and it just, the whole thing explodes. So this process of potting that I'm going to play for you right now, it's an interesting little video, is it helps to prevent that, slow it down, or stop it. So check this out. So that stuff gets down in between the cells, all around the battery components, and it kills heat. So that's cool. Looks like tar. All right, so what's left? The custom cranks. So the custom cranks are the last thing that Austin's waiting on. Everything else is in. He has some, as he was saying, he has some building to do when it comes to the battery still. However, the cranks are on the way. From what I understand, they'll be here in a week or so. If you hadn't seen my previous update, here's one of Austin's newer videos on the cranks. This is what they look like. Custom work, custom job, totally worth the wait on these. They're going to be more durable than all the other ones that he was testing on the market. There's some test videos of him really putting these, to work. Here's a video of the cranks. They're sexy, man. They really are. They look great. And then this one here, this is just him fastening them to the bottom bracket and to the chain ring. You see there the hollow spindle to, save some weight any way you can. So, I think that's it. Hopefully the bike will be here, because if the cranks are on the way within a week, he's got a lot of battery building to do. So maybe I'll see my bike by the end of the month, maybe. It'd be cool if I could take it out for Halloween. So maybe by the end of the month, we'll see. Oh, and there's one more video here that Austin sent me for. This is pretty interesting too, and I can't wait to get my hands on this bike and really explore the capabilities, because with this video you'll be able to see how someone can experiment with the gear ratio and with the motor ratio. So check this out. This is very cool.
Oh, another thing. So I will definitely have, so yours is coming with a 17 tooth motor drive pulley on the side, but I'll go ahead and give you an 18 tooth and a 16 tooth for different, torque and speed settings. But then also I have, gotta open the right one. There we go. I designed and had manufactured these 17-tooth sprockets because I didn't like the ones that were on the market. They were a little too expensive and weren't as nice as I wanted. So I made my own, and this is my design. And I'll make sure to include this for you as well if you want to mess around with the gear ratio of your bike and not just the motor ratio.
Pretty cool. So one parameter you'll be playing around with the torque, the other parameter you'll be playing around with the speed and the motor output. So this is really going to be fun. So I think that's it. You know, if you want to get one of these, use code Johnny Prime at checkout. You'll save $200. And you know, as usual, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your family, and most importantly, tell your fucking grandma.